Is influencer marketing dying? Maybe, but not if you're smart. Coming up next. Hey guys, I brought the OG blazer back, and this is Broke to Beast, where we make videos about starting your own business, online or offline, as well as follow along my own journey. Before we start, if you like entrepreneurship and business content, make sure you go down below and subscribe because we post videos every day about helping you start your own business. Now, there are many ways that you can use influencer marketing to grow your brand or your business. A very popular one in recent times is by using it for your Shopify store. So what most Shopify gurus advise is to create a store, a Shopify store, a brand, and work with influencers and do a paid promotion on Instagram, for example, and link directly to your product. Now, this can work, and it has worked for me before, but it's something that will not work forever, and we can see it more and more that it won't work in the future. This won't work forever because on one side it's a very simple technique that any person can do to get into the influencer marketing world and the Shopify world. And so if everybody starts doing the same thing, most customers or most people following those accounts, Instagram accounts or any type of social accounts, will start to be blind to those kind of promotions. So the bar of entrance is very low, which means 90% of the most lazy people in marketing will be doing that. And the only ones that survive are the ones who are going to take the most money and are going to do different tactics and do the things that I'm going to talk about next. So yes, that type of influencer marketing is dying because it's getting harder and harder to link directly the influencer's promotional post directly to your product on your Shopify store. So what can we do about this? Well, I took this idea from a recent video from Alex Becker, and I agree with him on the fact that every single way of doing marketing has always gone through a process of low saturation to high saturation, which means that most marketing ways are going to get saturated at some point. And this is what is happening with influencer marketing. It's the beginning of the phase to the higher saturation. Now, what do I mean by this? The lower saturation is where any tactics make money. So you can just link directly to your store and you don't have to do much to make money. However, we can now see that that stage is starting to decline, which means you'd have to move into the next stages that actually work, which would be creating your own products and ultimately creating an actual brand, an audience that follows you and buys your products because they love the products, not because of the function of the product itself. So when you build an audience, basically that audience will want to buy your products, not necessarily for the intrinsic value of the product, but because the product was made by you and by your brand. So more and more we'll see that the people that actually focus on building a brand, a long-term vision for their Shopify store, will continue to be successful and take the revenue out of the smaller guys. And instead of the big pie being divided in very small pieces amongst a lot of people, the revenue will be more and more taken by less people. So instead of being 500 people, maybe only 50 people will have the whole revenue of the market. So what can you do to build an actual brand? The first thing that I would suggest to you is to focus on telling a story, being unique in the market. And you can do this by partnering up with somebody that already has an audience, so an influencer, and you can build your brand through that influencer, but not immediately asking people to buy your products, but maybe doing a soft launch or a beta launch if you're a software, or simply doing a giveaway so people can see what kind of products you're actually offering. Once you start building a brand and a social following for your brand, not just for the influencers, you expand your reach to other influencers and you make sure that people start following your own content. So imagine you're in the fishing niche, you start creating content about with the best fishing rods, or what times of the day is best to fish in a lake, or any type of content that can help people do that specific hobby in a better way. And from then, once you see that people are actually starting to love your content and your brand, you can move into the next step, which is actually selling your products. But still, in this way, I would suggest you to maybe build first an email list so you can transfer the amount of subscribers and followers that you have on all of your social platforms, be it YouTube, Instagram, or whatever, and put it all in a email list. And once they subscribe to our email list, you can still give a couple of pieces of content, and every 2 pieces of content you can do a promotion for a product, affiliate product, a webinar maybe, or anything like that. So that's the new way that influencer marketing will actually work. And people have to realize this, because the end of the old influencer marketing and the old Shopify stores where you can directly link to your product will stop working. Right now you're still able to do that. You can still link to your product and you can still make money. But you're probably noticing that right now it's getting harder and harder to be profitable, and the ROI margins are getting much lower. This doesn't mean that influencer marketing doesn't work. It's still one of the highest ROI positive marketing tactics that you can use for your store or any brand. However, you do have to do it right. And if you put in the work of creating an actual brand around your Shopify store, you'll reap the rewards like nobody else. And you'll start to take the market shares out of everybody else, and suddenly you'll realize you're one of the big guys. Anyways, I hope this helped, guys, and make sure you go down below and let me know if you have a Shopify store, or if you just have a brand or a software product that you're trying to build and use influencer marketing to grow your audience, or the number of users, or the number of sales per day. And yeah, let's just talk in the comments and see how we can help each other to find out the best ways to do influencer marketing. Anyways, I hope this helped, and until next time, peace.